Okay, you're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show here in Highland Radio. And for the next while, we're going to be focusing on the Merry from Dungloe Festival 2022. We have 13 entrants in total, and we have 2 reigning Marys as well. And another Mary, Mary Ward, who is the Mary coordinator. No end of Marys. Mary Ward, good morning to you.
Morning, Greg.
How are you keeping?
I'm keeping very well, and it's great to be back to have the Mary from Dungloe Festival up and running again for the 57th year.
Yes, and a physical one where everyone can go.
55th year. Yeah.
Sorry, and a physical one where you can do all the usual stuff that has become traditional.
Yes, we have everything back up and running, all our usual popular events like the Law Gaelic and open air concerts with Jay Carter, and we have a big event tomorrow night, our Family Fortunes, which is going to be big because we have the Dungloe GAA versus Naomhuire. We have...
So you're tapping into a bit of sporting rivalry there as well. Yes, clever, whoever come up with that.
We'll have Cagio Rovers versus... Strand Rovers. And some of the other businesses in the town, Super Value versus the Coop, hopefully. So, and we have our gala ball, and we'll have our crowning cabaret, of course, again with Daniel comparing it. I really don't know what we would have do without Daniel O'Donnell. I don't think there'd be any Mary from Dungloe Festival. He's been absolutely tremendous over the weekend. And if he's listening in, Daniel, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
If he's listening, give us a call, Daniel. We'd like to hear from you. And I saw some of the videos of his performance the last couple of days. I've lost track of time. The weather wasn't fantastic, but still, the show went on. There was a good turnout, and Daniel delivered as he always does.
He does, yeah. And I must say, Conor O'Donnell also put on a great show, and we had Sean Cudahy. And the people who braved the elements really enjoyed it, as you can see from the videos and all the social medias, the Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, so, it's all going good, and we're looking forward now to the weekend. We have Carol Doherty has a great lineup for...
Come in and take a picture. Don't stand through the window. We want everyone to look their best. This is a very relaxed atmosphere here. Go ahead, Mary.
So we have Carol Doherty has a great lineup for Law Gaelic on Thursday, and then on Friday we have that. That's Jay Carter. We have Emer Rebel first. That's an open-air concert. We have the Tumbling Paddies in open-air concert on Saturday night, and then on Sunday night, as I said, we have our crowning cabaret, and of course we have the gala ball, which we're expecting you and the lovely Aisling to attend.
That's Friday.
Yeah, yes, that's Friday night. Yeah, have your tux out.
Is it tux?
Oh yeah.
That saves an email.
All the questions.
Okay, right. I didn't think we were going to do that on air, but now I know. Right, okay. So I'll be down in Letterkenny later. All right. Now we have also in studio with us, and we're going to meet all the Marys. The 2021 virtual Mary, Alana. Alana, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Greg.
Your virtual, did you have the full experience? I don't know, what's your emotions?
Yeah.
I know you've had a fantastic time and you've been the face of Mary for the last while, but...
Yeah, I suppose my experience was very different to that I'm experiencing this week with the rest of the girls. I'm doing this for the first time as well.
You're a part of this too.
I'm so glad to be a part of it, and thank God that the committee were willing to let me be a part of it this year, which was just so considerate of all the committee. And so considerate of Roisin as well, because she's ended up kind of sharing centre stage here this year. It's one of a kind, and I suppose after COVID we've all had to adapt and things have changed.
No one's calling you the COVID Mary, I hope.
No, nobody, not yet anyway, no.
I didn't. So if that sticks, it's got nothing to do with me.
I know, but I grew up at the festival in person obviously, so it is so nice now to be on this side of the table and to be part of it. When I was younger we'd always be wanting to meet the Marys and out dancing on the street with the Marys and checking the timetable to see where the Marys were and things. So now to be part of that group and to be especially like staying together and to be on the bus together, we're having great crack. So even though I was virtual, I am getting the best of both worlds now.
Yeah, for sure. As I say, it's great that you're involved and you're getting this experience as well. Roisin Mar, To 2019 physical Mary, but we can drop that moniker after this year.
Exactly.
It's like a lifetime since
It's
you
like a
were up on
lifetime.
stage receiving that crown. I mean, I'm sure your life has progressed so much, but good to be back.
Oh, it's great to be back, Greg. Yeah, it has been a while. 2019 does seem like a long time ago, but no, it's brilliant to be back. And just coming back into Dungloe on Saturday morning, all the emotions came back. It wasn't the same driving down the street in Daddy's Merc as it was driving down in the open top cavalry with Daniel O'Donnell. But you know what? We done it. But it's been brilliant. It's been such a good year, or well, 3 years, I suppose. Even having got to do what I'd done from September up to the March of 2020, like getting to come back and turn on the Christmas lights here was just so special. And then I've got to do lots of stuff out in New York. Obviously there was a pause for a while, but then kicking it back up again this year with the girls. You know, the girls, the ones who were selected back to go for 2020 when it was meant to happen, like there's been a Facebook groups, there's been WhatsApp groups, there's been great communication with the girls. It's almost like they arrived here already being friends, lots of them. So yeah, it's been
and there's something
brilliant.
unique about it, and we'll talk to it as we meet other ones. There is something unique about that bond that's formed, because I think if you try and explain it to people that haven't been through that, they might not really get it, because they see snapshots and pictures, but there's something goes on there, doesn't it? And it's people from all different backgrounds, different places with different interests, you know, a completely different, a group of people that are really quite different.
Quite different, yeah, no, it is. And definitely like the bond is formed. Like, I mean, as part of my life moving forward, I got engaged over the last 3 years, and like there's girls who I was married with in 2019 who are invited to the wedding and who will be coming to the wedding, like, and you know, that those kind of friendships they're just something that you don't get without having an experience like this. And it's been absolutely
You're still
brilliant.
based in the United States.
Yeah,
how's life there for you? Obviously things progressing for
it's
you.
busy, yeah, still there. Just on the bus on the way in this morning, I had to put through an order of 25,000 bricks and 16 pallets of mortar to be delivered to a site. So.
Who hasn't?
Who hasn't? What Mary hasn't ordered a pallet of bricks and mortar.
Laid bricks, didn't you?
I did, for
Daniel?
my talent. Yeah.
Okay,
Now my bricks are still standing. I won't tell you about Daniel's. No, but even
he was a dab hand, in fairness.
He was very good.
Exactly,
But even turning on the Christmas lights, my boss, I had videoed it and we sent it over to the boss, and you know, it was with the wave of a magic wand. We counted down and all the lights came on. He was like, "You could do it bringing that wand back over to New York. There's a couple of sites that we could."
Do people get it over there? Because obviously you're operating in a different, completely different type of world, as you say. You talking this morning about having to fulfill orders and all that type of stuff and balance all that, and then this is like so completely different, or maybe it's not.
Yeah, no, but there's a great Irish community over there, and again, a lot of the stuff I'd done, you know, I'd done stuff with the Donegal Association of New York. I'd done stuff obviously with the Mary from Dungloe committee in New York. I went down to the Irish centres in Queens, done senior luncheons. And the Donegal community over there, as well as like the extended Irish community, they understand it. They, like Mary said, 55 years, so a lot of them know exactly what the Mary from Dungloe is.
Yeah. And you know, and it's sad, and this is not anything bad about Ireland, but sometimes to experience the Ireland of old, how it used to be here, how everyone dug each other out, how everyone helped each other out, how everyone you have to go out to Dubai or New York or another US state or city or to London, and it's still there, but we're kind of losing it a little bit, I think, at home. If you know what I mean.
I understand.
I know people that are involved in it, and I know people have had every help they could have when they're out there, and it used to be like that here, and it just isn't. It's really
not the same.
So you're getting the best of Ireland. In New York,
out there as well,
Mary Ward, so are you able to relax a little bit now?
I'm able to relax a bit now because
let's not get carried
having
away.
said that, we have a very lively bunch of Marys. You're in for a treat, Greg. You and all the other judges, I can tell you. We have, under the stewardship of Mary Rogers, who originally came on as a photographer, they have formed a band, a Cultus group. And we have a choir headed by Alana. I doubt if any of them will have a voice left at the end of the week. So,
and that's all because they're going to be singing and performing, nothing else.
Nothing else.
Well, we all had to run into a shop late last night to buy strepsils and throat lozenges, because even after the first 3 days, our throats are all starting to go. So no, we had a great time.
It's lovely ways of visiting and people, and I'm sure the young ones get a great buzz out of you all piling out of the bus. And it's nice to have that positive impact on, because there's so much we can talk about, so much crap, pardon the French, right? Of what's going on. Isn't it nice just to be able to sort of
No, it's
have
brilliant.
something different?
And that's actually one of the positives that came out of having the virtual Mary and the reigning Mary, because Roisin was still the international winner and she was able to represent the Mary from Dungloe on that international stage during COVID, whereas I was at home. I was kind of on the ground, able to go to these events while we were trying to put our community back together after COVID. And the two of us, it worked really well. It really did.
Okay. So who officially is the reigning Mary? Is there a physical and a virtual? You.
Yeah.
So you're like Noel Cunningham, the eternal Donegal person of the year.
Yeah,
you're like
myself
the
and
longest.
Noel.
You're the longest serving Mary ever.
Yeah, I'd be a good pub quiz question, around this neck of the woods for years to come.
Right. Okay. Listen,
Yeah.
it's wonderful having you in studio, Mary. Is what might get you back in for a one-way chat at the end, if that's all right.
Oh,
Or do
yeah,
you wanna
that's no
we'll do
no
that
problem.
actually.
Yeah.
So for now, Mary Ward, who's the coordinator, of course, our 2021 virtual Mary Alana, and also the 2019 Mary from Dungloe, Roisin. We're going to be meeting the 13 entrants after we take a break. Okay, now we begin to meet the entrants for this year's Mary from Dungloe Festival 2022. We say good morning first to India Kennedy, Donegal Mary. India, good morning to you. You've been on this programme before.
I have, yes, Greg.
How are you getting on?
I'm great, Greg. How are you doing?
I'm good. Why did you decide to put yourself through this? I was going to say put yourself forward for this.
Well, growing up, we would have been always seen the parades. We've been in the Donegal Town Community Band, so we would have been marching past, seeing all these gorgeous Marys sitting up on the stage. And in the past, it would have been something that I never thought I would have done. But I decided in January to go a bit out of my comfort zone. So I applied for it and I said, if I get it, I'll stay at home. And if I don't, I'll go away for the summer. And thankfully, I was chosen as the Donegal Mary. And I'm
So it's really
glad.
quite important to you then, because, you've maybe you can do it next year, but you've put on plans on hold for this.
Yeah, I just thought I think this is the right summer for me. And it's been just a fantastic experience from the start. Like, we've been so welcomed by everybody we've been to. And it's such a proud moment for me to be able to show all the Marys everything that our Donegal has to offer.
Yeah, you're kind of hosting some of them as well. I suppose the local Marys, inverted commas, sort of end up doing that, don't they?
Yeah.
But also you're seeing parts of the county through this process that you haven't seen, but certainly not, in this context.
Yeah, like, I've never been up Sleeve League before. I've drove past it and
That's
I've been to
I would
Teeling.
never admit to that. That's criminal.
I know, it's a disaster. It's so bad, but oh my God, it was just fantastic. Like, and the wee nooks and crannies of Donegal that a lot of people would never even see, that are just brilliant. Like.
And also, this is a platform as such. It's not. I don't want to make it too serious, but you're looking to get involved in politics. You're studying politics, and I've seen with previous Marys, they can use this as an opportunity, to sort of make a point or for it to be to form part of the work. I'm not saying you're necessarily going to do that, but who's to say why not?
I think it's definitely boosted my confidence a lot. I wanted something to kind of bring me out into the world and help me build up my confidence, and this has just been a fantastic way to do it. And as you said, I do hope to go into politics, and something like this
I
is
can't
great.
talk you out of that now.
No, I don't think so now, Greg.
Do you think you could see yourself in elected politics, or maybe working behind the scenes in politics, or what might you?
I hope to go out in front and go as an elected.
Yeah.
I think there's so much to do in Donegal. Like, I was speaking to a lot of businesses who are saying that they've been a lot quieter than last year. And I think tourism is something that we really need to look on and supporting these businesses. I was speaking to the owner of the Cove in Ironmore Island who said it's a lot quieter, and she employs a lot of the locals on Ironmore Island. We need to ensure that people like her have a business for years to come, so she can employ the locals and keep bringing people to the island.
Yeah, I think you'd be a great addition to politics, so please don't be discouraged.
Thank you,
Shannon Hester, Bayonne Mary, good morning to you. How are you getting on? Have I got your mic up? Are you well?
Doing good. How are you?
I am good. So tell us why you got involved. Oh, where is Bayonne anyway? I know, just for the listeners that don't.
Bayonne is in New Jersey.
Of course, yes.
Yes, it's in New Jersey, and there's a really strong Irish community in Bayonne. Even as we've hopped to and from different places in Donegal, I have met so many people from Bayonne. It has been great to see some familiar faces. So I just got involved by being an Irish girl in Bayonne.
Now you've put down the fire hose and picked up the sash.
Yes.
Are you full-time firefighter, reserve, call-up, whatever it might be?
Yeah, I'm a full-time professional firefighter.
And what brought you to that job?
It sort of put together all of my interests, serving the community. That's what that job is all about, helping others. I ran track in college, so being fit is something that's important to me, and that kind of forces me to stay in shape because my life depends on it. And it's a really cool thing that I'm only the 4th ever female firefighter in our town. So
that's really a fantastic achievement. Yeah. And this is a decision. You were training to be a teacher, weren't you? Yeah. So you come to some crossroads and says, right, I'm running towards the flames rather than...
Yeah, I was a teacher for a while before, but I'm so happy that I made the switch.
Yeah, and you're very active. You love scuba diving.
Yes.
Are you going to get a chance to do that around here? You know, all the wrecks that we have, all the amazing underwater attractions.
I'm not sure that I'll get a chance this time around, but I'll definitely have to come back.
And is this your first time in Ireland?
This is my first time in Ireland, my first time in Europe. So,
wow.
Yeah, so it's a big trip for me.
Yeah, all right. We might be trying to get out of Europe, but anyway, I'm sure you mean the continent?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
No, we're happy in Europe, I think, for the time being. Right, okay. Also, Elizabeth Libby McCall, Dungloe Mary. How are you getting on?
Good. How are you, Greg?
It's good to have you with us. I think always the Dungloe Mary is an interesting one, isn't it? Because I know lots of people from around the area will have grown up through this, but you really, really have because you're from the town and you've been out and about every year.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So tell us why you decided this was the year that you say, right, I'm going to have a crack at this.
Well, I think every young girl in Dungloe looks up to the Marys and always wanted to be a Mary. But I just thought this year I'm in the town and I'm the right age just to kind of get involved and meet new people. So, yeah.
And it's not, I mean, you work in the community, you've been involved in the local marching band, play music, all that type of stuff. So Dungloe is incredibly important to you.
Yeah, it is incredibly important to me, yeah.
Right, and a big shout out to all those in Sharky's top service station.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
hi, guys.
They've given you the week off, have they?
Oh, just about, yeah.
All right, and come here. You want to become a special needs assistant too, and particularly you want to stay local in doing that,
absolutely,
do you?
Yeah.
Why is that important to you, Libby?
Just to help the young ones, because when I was at school I needed help as well, so I know how much they struggle. So I just want to make a difference in the young people's lives in Dungloe. Yeah,
it's difficult, isn't it, when you hear each other's stories because they're all so compelling, aren't they? And all for different reasons and for the right reason. And you've all achieved so much or hope to achieve so much. It's tough, isn't it? And I think maybe is that where the bond comes from? I wonder that you start, this respect for each other. Or
definitely, we've come from such different areas and such different corners of the world, but the minute we met at 12 o'clock on Saturday, we've just become inseparable since. We've gotten on so well. There's been fashion shows at 12 o'clock at night and running around in the morning getting ready, but it's just been so good. And I know that we've all made friends for life now.
Yeah, okay, and you'll have hometown support, but there's a number will as well. Libby, listen, it's been wonderful meeting all three of you. I'm probably overrunning here because we've lots of people to meet. But India, great to have you back on the show again as well. Shannon, great to have you here. Another remarkable, interesting story, as is Libby, Elizabeth Libby McColl's this year's Dungloe Mary. Thank you for joining us. We're joined in studio now by the Dublin Mary, Anne Michelle McConnell. A very good morning to you, Anne Michelle.
Good morning, how
are you? Keeping? I have to look and make sure I get the right mic up. How are you keeping?
Good, yeah.
How are you enjoying it so far?
I'm loving it. I've been in love up here. I love Mary. I've been up here. I moved up here for COVID. And I think that's when I really fell in love.
Did they not have COVID in Dublin?
They did, but no, I think it was so hard up in Dublin because there's so many people and you really couldn't leave the house, whereas we have a family house up in Mahary, and I think it was just the fresh air and everything, and you could go down to the beach, and that's when I
different
really
lifestyle, and you've stuck with it now. You're able to stay here and work remotely. You're like one of these remote workers
No, I'm studying early childhood in college, so I'm down in DCU St. Pat's for that. But I've spent the whole summer now up in Aaronmore teaching and taking care of the students over there in the Gaeltacht.
Yeah, and national school teaching is where you want to go, isn't it?
Yeah, we've a new course now in DCU St. Pat's. They had their first graduates last year, but it's a new course, so we do law and social working as well, so it's a really broad you can go into, but I'm kind of thinking the social working side of it, which I've really enjoyed.
But you're at that point, and the way you're studying, you've choices, and you can see where your head and your heart leads you at some point. Okay, and you're a keen runner. You completed a marathon, a full marathon, is it, or is
the VHI Women's Marathon?
Right.
I completed this year, so it's 10k. And I did that for a charity, which is very close to my heart.
And
so.
this is for children with limiting conditions, and we know it's right across the country, and there's a number here in Donegal as well that rely on the organisations that you fundraised it for.
Yeah, so it's really neurological, which I'm mainly based on. My dad has a neurological disease and I have epilepsy myself, so it's really close to my heart, and fundraising for that charity was really important to me.
Good stuff. And it's important to you beyond the run. There was more to it than that. Okay, yeah, I get you. Are you doing a performance on the night, or is that a secret? Or can we ask these questions, or is that something you keep close to your chest?
Yeah, so each one of us have to do like a little
I know,
showpiece.
I want to know what it is.
I myself am doing a poem through Irish.
Lovely.
Yeah, so it's really about the Irish language and getting it back up and running.
All right, now I'll have to watch what I say here for fear of a writ or something. Caroline Galvin is this year's Belfast Mary. Good morning to you, and thanks for joining us, Caroline.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So why did you decide to get involved in the Mary from Dungloe?
So I actually am living in Dungloe at the moment, but I was originally born in America, and then my family moved over about 7 years ago.
So there's about 15 places you could have been the Donegal of the Mary from, really.
Yeah,
you just
definitely. Belfast is definitely the most random one, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my sister was the Chicago Mary in 2019.
Right.
So I just wanted to follow in her footsteps because she had a blast and she absolutely loved it.
Wow, so she was telling you what she went through, and you thought, I would like I'd like a bit of that. Brilliant stuff.
We're very similar to each other, so I knew it was a bit of me when she was going on about it, so yeah.
And tell us, you are studying in Belfast, are you?
I am, yes.
Okay,
Queens.
and you want to be a solicitor?
Yes.
Is that right? Did you have any particular area that you want to focus on if and when qualified, or when qualified?
Yeah, so I did my undergrad in city planning and environmental policy in UCD, and then I kind of decided to go away from city planning, and I really enjoyed environmental policy, but I've always liked law as well, so I eventually want to be a solicitor but specialise in environmental law.
And you've an interest in hockey. Where did that come from?
Yeah, so I was in boarding school in Tipperary, and when I was 14 they didn't have any American sports really, so I had to just take my hand in all of them.
You could have tried a different one though.
Yeah, yeah, I could have, but hockey was the easiest to pick up, because Gaelic isn't really that much in America. Like, I never really had a chance to play it, so I picked up hockey and I really loved it. And then when I went to undergrad, I didn't really get a chance at it, but then when I went to Queen's, I decided to pick it back up again.
You're enjoying the whole experience as well as everybody else, aren't
Love
you?
it. Yeah. Love it. Yeah, it's great.
Has there been a highlight so far other than meeting people and forming bonds, or?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the night in Costatugans. See, I used to work there, so it was really nice to get back with the team and everyone and have dinner in there. But I'm really looking forward to the Gala Ball as well.
Which is now apparently you have to wear a tuxedo, which I didn't.
Yeah, very fancy.
Okay. And Michelle, what's your highlight been so far?
Of course, meeting all the girls, we've really clicked really quickly, and it's really nice to see we're actually all staying in the same house. So we have all our
any
moments.
arguments or anything? Is anyone going to give me some gossip? There has to have been some disagreements.
I don't think there has.
There hasn't really been disagreements. Okay. We've all had.
I'll come back to you on Thursday.
Give us more days.
Okay, Sean Doherty's the Gaeltacht Mary. Good morning to you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks very much for having us.
How are you keeping?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm enjoying the week so far.
All right. Now, what's your interests?
Well, as I'm representing the Gaeltacht, I suppose it's obvious that one of my interests would be the Irish language, but I'm doing my undergrad in Irish and history, and so I have a keen interest in history as well.
How do you think we are doing in terms of sustaining what we have in terms of the spoken language and its encouraging its use? I know there's a lot of resources and effort being put in, not just in the Gaeltacht but in the likes of Letterkenny and elsewhere. Do you think we're making some inroads there?
I think we are making progress, and I know it's very hard to judge something like that. But I think we are, and even maybe it's just because I am a bit more interested than most, but I can see the different activities that people have on at all times for children and adults, and it's not just about Irish classes. Like, there's loads of Irish classes available, but I believe strongly in making Irish a bit more interactive, and people having a good time while they're speaking Irish or trying to learn Irish. And I think maybe most people find it daunting to sit in a classroom and learn Irish. So I find that there are a lot more activities now of learning Irish while
doing something else
exactly.
alongside it.
It's a bit immersive as well, and maybe focusing on the spoken to begin with, and then we can start worrying about the
absolutely the grammar and all that, because most of people are just looking to have conversations in Irish anyways.
And I think people too with Irish are now more open to engaging with someone trying.
Absolutely.
Do you know, because there used to be you used to get a sense of, not snobbery, I'm not saying snobbery, but I just did.
No, yeah.
But now people are saying, right, you know what, at least you're trying, and I'll engage with you, and that encourages people to sort of not be shy about the 3 sentences they have. Start with that and see where you go from there.
Absolutely.
And you believe you might have a role too in promoting our language abroad, not just within the Gaeltacht or within the county, the country, but further afield. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, as the American Marys were saying earlier on, they have like good connections with their Irish culture, and I would love to travel abroad to these Irish communities and kind of just see if I could do anything for them in regards to language, because I know there are Irish learners in America and Canada and all across the world. There's Irish communities in Dubai now, in Australia, so we are expanding. But I would love to go over, and I don't know, you couldn't expect to teach them like how we are here at the minute, but I would love to go in and get them back into their Irish heritage and
exactly, and then
Irish
they
language.
can do the effort from their end just to light a fire.
Absolutely, and start.
Brilliant stuff. And what are you looking forward to for the remainder of the week, Shauna?
I think I'm looking for, well, the Leg Ale is going to be great, but I'm especially excited for our visit to the Crawley Distillery, which has recently opened. I haven't actually been yet.
I've never been to a distillery. I wouldn't even know what would be in there.
Well, neither do I. I'll tell you after Thursday.
Do that, okay.
No, I'm looking forward to that because it's near, I'm from Ranafast originally, so it's very close to Ranafast, and it's been in the progress for a few years now, so I can't wait to actually go in and see what it's like in there.
Okay, well listen, it's been lovely meeting all 3 of you. Thanks so much, Anne Michelle, Caroline and Shauna. Enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the weekend. That's, I think, a lot of the fun stuff as well. It's all fun though, but the weekend's going to be particularly good, I think. So thank you all 3 of you for joining us. The Dublin, Belfast and Gaeltacht Mary. We'll be introducing the next 3 entrants after we take this break. Stay right where you are. Okay, let's say hello to Caitlin Finn first, the London Mary. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Greg.
I'm not following you around, we keep bumping into each other in London, Donegal.
Absolutely.
How are you keeping?
Absolutely fantastic.
So you've been waiting for this for a while now. It's great that it's actually happening. Hopefully it's matching all your expectations.
Oh, exceeding my expectations, absolutely. It's been fantastic.
Tell us how you got involved in this competition.
I helped out with the festival, taking pictures and following the Marys around in 2017, 18 and 19. And just thought it was a fantastic opportunity and decided to apply. And then in April 2020, I was told I was going to be the London Mary.
You're over in London at the moment.
I am.
You're a teacher, and also you have a very prestigious title of being the first voted Student Life President. What's the Student Life President?
So I'm the first female Student Life President at St Mary's. So I help to run all the societies, to organise events. I sit on the Board of Governors at the university, so all of the important decisions, I am the spokesperson for the students to make sure that everything that's decided is in line with the students' wants and interests.
Now, you'll have no bother getting up on the stage on Sunday.
Absolutely not.
You're no stranger to the stage. You love that stuff. You love the arts, don't you?
Yeah, I graduated on Wednesday last week and I made a speech in Westminster Cathedral in front of about 2,500 people. So
I'd be up to high dough doing that. Was it all right? How do you prepare for something like that? Give me some tips.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you pretend everyone's naked? That's what one of the pieces of
advice is. I don't think that would help me.
I thought that would be a horrendous thing to do. But that's what they say.
No, just deep breaths. It was an emotional day, and the leaders of the university were like, "Whatever you do, just don't cry." It was.
And like all experience. Of the Marys, I'm sure you've got a really proud family, don't you? That follow everything that you do and what have you.
Yeah, absolutely. Nanny Mary and Anya and Granda will be listening out in Portugal at the minute.
Portugal.
So they're out in
Portugal. Lovely. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Why would you be listening to the radio out in Portugal? I know what I'd be doing.
I'd have to tune into you, Greg.
Well, that's such a nice thing to say. I feel like it's guilty moving on now because you're so polite. Ciara Gallagher Murphy's this year's Glasgow Mary. Ciara, are you living in Glasgow?
Yeah, I'm back in Glasgow now. I was at uni in Derry for 4 years there, so I graduated last May, and I'm now back in Glasgow.
Is there a big difference between life in Derry? Obviously, it's life as a student, though, but life in Glasgow. You know, there's strong connection between the Northwest and Scotland, of course, but when you're living in the two different places, miles apart?
Not really, actually.
Okay.
I suppose you walk around Glasgow, and as they say, half of Glasgow's actually from Donegal. So you walk around and everybody knows everybody almost. Everyone's in the same circles and whatever. So when you come over here, you're walking around and there's people from Glasgow everywhere you go. So apart from the student life thing, there wouldn't be that much of a difference.
Yeah. You're another one with interest in music and an interest in Gaelic football. Yeah. Was that honed in Glasgow?
Yeah. So I picked up the banjo in Glasgow through Irish minstrels when I was about 8 or 9, and started Gaelic football through Tyrconnell Harps, also in Glasgow, when I was young, and I've just kind of carried it through. When I went to uni, was playing Gaelic football and playing music at uni, which was good. Kind of got more sessions over there than I would have at home. But I'm always over every year for the All Ireland Fla. So it was a natural career progression for you then, with you giving your interest to start studying sports and physiotherapy. Yeah, so I done my undergrad in sports, physical activity and health. I knew I was interested in sport, but wasn't sure at that time what I wanted to go into. So now I'm going to do my postgrad in sports physiotherapy. Yeah,
and how familiar have you been with the Mary from Dungloe, and what's the experience been like versus your expectations?
So my granddad's actually from Runafast, so we still have a house there. So every year we would come over here for 6 weeks, and we'd be in Dungloe for the festival, you know, up and down the main street. So I always was aware of the festival and everything to do with it, and knew a few of the Glasgow Marys throughout the years. So when I was younger, as everyone did, looked up to them and was like, oh, I want to do that one day. So I'm delighted this year to get the opportunity to come over.
Brilliant, and it's great to have you here. Olivia Lizowski is this year's Philadelphia Mary. Good morning to you, Olivia. Thank you so much for calling in as well.
Oh, thank you for having us.
How have you been to Ireland before?
Yes, I've been a couple of times. My family's from here.
Okay.
So.
And what's this experience been like? When do you arrive ahead of this competition? It's not a competition as such, but this event.
So I got here a little over a week ago. I was staying with family, and then I've never actually been to Dungloe. I was staying with family in outside of Donegal town, but I have loved Dungloe so far.
Yeah, because Donegal town's lovely, Dungloe's lovely, but they're two different places,
totally
aren't
different,
they? And you
yes.
can do that in this county. You can travel north, south, east and west. People have different accents, different attitudes, different geography.
Right.
It's astonishing. That's just one county.
I know. I even said last night, I said, these people are so kind. I thought all people of Donegal were kind, but the people of Dungloe are so kind. I love it.
Now, you are involved in Irish dancing.
Very,
How did you get involved in that in Philadelphia?
So my grandmother actually started a school back in 1962. And when she unfortunately passed away, my mom and aunt took over the school and continued on her legacy of Irish dancing to the next generations.
And is that something you're going to do? Or
I hope
maybe
so.
You are doing?
Yes, I actually still do teach Irish dance lessons to the young kids and help them out a lot of the time.
And you're studying nutrition and dietetics. Is that concluded at this point? And what does that mean in terms of careers? Where do you go?
So I just graduated from college studying nutrition. So when I get home, I'm going to start a master's program to become a registered dietitian, and I hope to work in a hospital setting helping people with diabetes.
Right now, I'm reliably informed you had a bucket list, and one of those things, I don't even have a bucket yet, but one of those things on the bucket list was to meet Daniel O'Donnell, right? Now, sometimes I know, but sometimes, they say never meet your idol. That's what they say. Now, I want to know, should you have met him or not? Did your knees go
I met
weak?
him. We actually got a photo together. He got up on stage with us, and the smile on my face, I don't think it could have been wiped off for the rest of the day. And then I was getting messages from everyone in Philadelphia, screenshots of the photo of me and Daniel holding my teapot purse that I had. And I'm not kidding. I think I'm going to frame that photo in my house when I get home.
It's incredibly down to earth, though. Did you expect that?
I actually did meet him before in New York, and he remembered me. I met him right before COVID.
I think he's got an earpiece.
I think no.
There's no way anyone could have such a fantastic memory, because he remembers people's names.
He is fantastic. Like I said, the
he
people of Dungloe are so kind.
He might have an earpiece and a team of people in a van following him around with face recognition software or something. No, it's remarkable, and I think that has been, other than all of his other talents, I think that's been one of his keys to success, because there's that personal personal. He never remembers my name, but anyway, that's fine. I suppose I'm. No, that's not true. Listen, all three of you, do you think the highlights passed, or is it to come? What do you think, Ciara?
It's been I only came on Monday because I had a wedding at home. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the week. I'm particularly
what a event come to after a wedding.
I know.
Was it one of those 2-day weddings?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So the wedding was Friday, Saturday.
So you're just coming around now.
Got the boat over on Sunday, so I'm coming back. But I'm looking forward to the gala ball and Mahari Coastal Adventures.
And you, Caitlin?
I think the parade on Sunday is going to be the highlight.
Yeah.
Just going down the main street in Dungloe. I think seeing the girls look up to you like your Disney princesses is just it's the most amazing feeling.
Yeah, and Olivia? Daniel, you can't
No.
go. Just meeting him again.
I know.
So meeting him on Friday, meeting him on Sunday.
I know. I keep saying, I think
I can't wait to see the interview.
I'll probably be blushing the whole time.
Listen, all three of you, thanks so very much indeed.
Thank you very much for having
nice
us.
to have you in. And the very best of luck and continue to enjoy it. Okay, back after the break. Stay where you are. Okay, now we meet our final three for today. Saoirse Maloney Stevenson is the New York Mary. Good morning to you and thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning.
How are you keeping?
Good. I'm having a great time.
And you're a chef.
I am,
And
yes.
a quality control operator at the Centre for Discovery. So what is the connection between those two? Are they two different roles or are they intertwined?
Well, I'm a food quality control coordinator. So the Center for Discovery is an assisted living residential center. Most of our residents are on the spectrum. We have all ages, from very, very young to older population. And my job is I work in the warehouse there and I help manage the food getting from point A to point B. We do raise our own livestock. We have our own organic farm. So most of our stuff is grown and raised internally, but we also do purchase some things. So I look over the stuff coming in and make sure it's good quality. I get to have like taste of strawberries and stuff, which is
job,
nice.
isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. They're delicious.
Yeah.
Give me another one to make sure.
Yeah, and then I make sure it's safely handled.
And your work was recognised too. You received the Irish Echo newspaper's 2021 Community Champion Award. Lovely honour to receive. Isn't it?
Yes. No, it was amazing, and they threw an absolute awesome party in New York. It was great at Rosie O'Grady's.
Okay, fantastic. And you're following in the footsteps of your mum. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, my mom, Anne Marie. I'm sure she's watching. She was the 1984 international winner.
And what did she think about you deciding to sort of have a go at this as well?
She's absolutely thrilled. Yeah, she's super
Proud.
excited.
Was
Yeah.
pumped. Okay. And when did you arrive over?
I want to say I got here on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a long trip from New York. Yeah.
Well,
but
let's go with Wednesday. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. And you've been here before? Have you?
I have. Yeah. The last time I was over was for the 50th anniversary festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've had that sense of it. And what has it been like for you in terms of your level of enjoyment so far?
Absolute dream. I mean, the house that we're staying at, Lochmela Lodge, is amazing. Claire there is absolutely wonderful. She's thought of everything. You forget something, especially those of us who came from the States. I mean, like, we have outlets, we have plugs, extension cords, whatever we need to get ourselves all beautified, you know.
And it's through the course of these interviews that I realise how incredibly boring my life is, so fulfilling. You're involved. You have an interest in fencing.
Yeah.
Right. Now, this is not, by the way, this is not building fences, everyone, so she's not available. It's a sport.
No.
Talk to me about the sport.
So when I moved to Sullivan County, I was looking to like meet friends and stuff in the area. And I saw an ad on Facebook for a fencing club.
So your way of meeting people is to put on a mask and poke them in the
and
chest.
fight them. I guess, yeah, sword fight them.
It's backward way of coming at it, but I suppose afterwards and beforehand.
Yeah. I guess like it's a good exercise, especially because now I'm more of like an office setting with food rather than cooking all day.
Yeah.
And I need that physical activity, you know.
And is reach an advantage? Do you have a good reach in fencing, or
Yes.
are you confined in a space, or can you work that to your advantage?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I like sword and buckler is probably my favorite. You get like the little shield, the short sword. But rapier is another one of my favorites because that's long and that's really like all about timing.
But the first one's kind of medieval, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got that sense. I'm not saying it is, but it feels like it. Okay, listen, lovely to speak to you. We'll come back to you maybe, I'm sure. Caitlin Lycas, the Washington, D.C. Mary.
Yes.
Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Great to have you with
Thanks
us.
for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Again, is this your first rodeo in Ireland, Donegal? Have you been here before? What's your connections?
It's my first rodeo to Donegal, and I absolutely love it. The rugged beauty, the Wild Atlantic Way. My mom was born in Mitchelstown, County Cork, so I do have connections here to Ireland. And I'm a very proud Irish American.
Yeah, and Cork, I mean, it's a long way from here to Cork, and Tipperary for that matter. So it's very different up here, different accents, different geography. You've enjoyed it, though.
Yes, like the accents are very different. I'm catching on to some of the phrases and some of the Irish words as well, so I'm enjoying that as well.
All right, now talk to us about some of the things that you're interested in.
Well, I love fiddling, I love dancing, I love painting, I do dog portraits back at home. I love nature, I love all different kinds of art, jewellery making. I'm a very artsy person.
Yeah, okay. And everyone loves dogs, and
yes.
everyone loves pictures of dogs.
I've noticed that in here. In Donegal, there's dogs everywhere,
yes?
everywhere. Yes.
Not most of them don't have owners, they're just dogs everywhere.
Yeah, they're just kind of floating around.
No, that's not quite true. And you're a graduate in art history and ethnic studies. What's ethnic studies?
So it's kind of like a little bit of everything in American studies. Like there's Irish, there's Jewish studies, African American studies. It's kind of like a conglomerate of all the studies all together.
Yeah, okay. And you have an interest in merging all of this and how you've come to want to be working with the FBI.
Yes.
Talk to me about that there, because I presume it's about sort of what would interest you about working with the FBI recovering lost and stolen art.
So I want to aid Ukraine in maintaining their cultural identity and locating their artifacts that have been looted or stolen. So I like to help them with that effort. And it's a passion.
Because that's not necessarily about value, that's about the history too and the historic importance,
maintain the
isn't
history
it?
importance, yes. So I want to do that, and I love art as well. So I'm trying to tie in both of those things to help the people and to recover the art.
Plus, it would be fascinating to do.
Yes, definitely.
As much as everything. What has been your highlight so far? What are you looking forward to, Caitlin?
Well, I love the music. I've been enjoying the music. We're sharing tunes, all the Marys, and some of them are quite good with their songs and their banjo playing and fiddling playing. So I've enjoyed that, but I'm mostly looking forward to the fashion show and the gala. It should be really good fun.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the mixed bag, isn't it?
Yes.
You've got the cultural element of it, the music element of it, and then sort of the glam side of it as well.
A little bit of everything, yes.
That's what we offer here. Sarah Lawler, San Francisco Mary, last but not least. How are you getting on, Sarah? Welcome to Ireland. How are you keeping?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, it's our pleasure. You've been here before, haven't you?
Yes, this is my second time in Donegal.
Right, okay. So you've done the initial tourism stuff and now you're at home now.
Yes, yes.
Right,
this feels like home, thank you.
You are a teacher?
Yes.
Okay, what age groups do you teach?
I teach first class after school care. So I take the children after school. When they get off, in the afternoon, when they are dismissed by their school teachers, I pick them up. And I take them somewhere else on campus to help them with their homework, extracurricular activities, snacks, and recreation.
Yeah, and you're also heavily involved in volunteering as well, aren't you?
Yes, and I'm starting to do acting as well.
All right,
yes.
Where would you hope that would go?
Well...
Stage, screen, mixture of both? Let's have it all.
Both.
Why not? Yeah.
Both.
Excellent.
Have it all.
And how do you get involved in acting? Is it about classes or just getting involved in local productions?
I took classes in high school and in college, and I was also involved in plays as a child, like in my school plays. And I just started acting actually a year ago when I did a screenplay on YouTube, and actually won awards in New York.
All right, well done.
I made me more motivated. I finished a feature film just recently, and the premiere was a few days ago.
That's all very exciting.
So I was very happy about that. But I am very much involved with volunteering, and I'm very happy with that because in life, the quote is, "Oh, well, the world is your oyster." The world is your oyster. But I very much like what President John F. Kennedy did say in his speech. Don't ask so much what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Yeah. And I try to live by that quote in my day-to-day life.
Brilliant stuff, exactly.
Yes.
Stick to your convictions, isn't that what it's all about?
Yes.
Caitlin, Lycas, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Also, Saoirse Maloney-Stevenson, great to have you with us as well. Sarah Lawler, thank you. All right, you're very welcome back to the programme. Isabel Bolger is Little Miss Mary from Dungloe. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for waiting. How are you keeping?
I'm good.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the whole week, yeah.
And you're from Laois, not primary school?
Yeah, I'm from Laois,
Okay.
in Spink.
And how did you end up taking part in Little Miss Mary?
Well, my granny is here from Donegal, and we came up to visit her, and then I just started going to the hall and the disco, and then I won it one year.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
And how proud's the family?
You're very proud.
And you've got your lovely sash, you've got a red cape, you've got a crown, you just wore the sash with us today.
Yeah.
So you feel pampered. It must be nice to have all the attention, is it?
Yeah, we're going around like princesses.
Okay. Now, your replacement will be picked at the Children's Disco on Saturday. That's where you originally picked up the title, isn't it?
Yeah.
Back in 2019.
Yeah. So.
And you're 10 now.
Yeah, I'm 10.
So you've gone into double digits since you've won your growing up. Is this now giving you a taste for the competition in the future to be the senior Mary? Would you like to do that?
Yeah, I would. I would like to.
Okay. And what do all your friends in Knock Primary School think of your achievement?
Yeah, they're very proud.
Yeah. And are you going to be upset handing the crown and the sash over on Saturday, or do you feel your time is done? You've fulfilled your role?
Well, I'll be a little upset, but it's time for another Little Miss Mary now.
Okay, and what do you like? What hobbies do you have?
I like Irish dancing, and I also do swimming.
Very good. Okay, well, it's been lovely meeting you. Enjoy the rest of your time.
Okay.
And
goodbye.
It's goodbye. You're very good. What a lovely speaker. Finally, Mary Ward, just in a couple of seconds. You know, there's so many people it takes to support the relatively small amount of people that are keeping this show on the road at the moment.
Absolutely. And I here today would like to thank all, especially the Dungloe traders who have come together to make the festival happen, to our coordinator Deirdre, and to all the businesses in Dungloe. They've been wonderful and very supportive of us. But not only that, but the people throughout the country who are hosting the Marys for the week. We had a wonderful time yesterday in Glencolmkill, Slieve League, Rusty Markle. Today we're going to be hosted by a number of people in Letterkenny, and all throughout the week we'll be supported by businesses, and we're very grateful to that. Without those people, and people like yourself who are giving up their time at the weekend free, I might add, there wouldn't be a festival. And people all down through the years, the committees all down through the years who have come together to make sure that Mary from Dungloe has survived for 55 years. On behalf of the present committee, I would like to thank all those.
Okay, and the future's bright with people like Isabel involved.
People are the future is very bright with people like Isabella.
Okay.
And of course, the committee of Deirdre and Air Award, they're very young. I'm the golden oldie here, you know. But it's great to see the young people stepping up to take over the reins.
Yeah, well, you're not going anywhere yet, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right, Mary, listen, you're looking fantastic, and I'm sure everyone wants to thank you for what you're doing. So I'll do that on their behalf. Thank you so very much. Thanks, Isabella.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. It's lovely having all of you in.